Hi to my people, to my fans, returning subscribers, everybody who's watching me. I want to say hello. How are you doing today? How was your day? I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Make it a positive day. Have a lovely day. Smile if you're not smiling yet. And thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, share, like, comment. I'm seeing a trend in my topics and in my channel that there's so many people watching, but I have very few subscribers. I have videos that have been watched by so many people but very few subscribers. So for the sake of your support and kindly asking you, remember to click the subscribe button, and I'll really appreciate that. So I'm going straight into our topic of today, and I want to talk about the job market and how to get a job in 2024. It's not the same anymore. These streets are not the same. The waters are murky. The game has changed. We're not doing it the same way anymore, and you have got to change. You have got to keep up with the pace at which things are changing. So today, welcome to the channel, and today we're sharing tips on how to land a job. Previously, when we were in school, and maybe the people who looked for a job before us, it was so simple. If I might go down into the eras of our fathers, it was probably easier to get a job if you finish your university, because already the government was ready to absorb such people. There were not enough workers. But things have changed in this era. Everybody can do anything, and anything can be done anywhere. And this is Kenya. That phrase, this is Kenya. I don't know what it means, but maybe you can share with me, what does it mean when they say this is Kenya? Anyway, tip number one is on networking. Let me tell you, I've talked about networking a million times in some of the videos in this YouTube channel. Watch them, and I've talked about it. There's nothing as important as that is if you want to land a job in Kenya now. And if you're looking for a job and you're busy looking for a job on your laptop or on your computer, filling in applications and sending, and you're not getting a response, my friend, can you just shower right now, dress well, look good, and go somewhere and network. Go somewhere and make friends. Go somewhere and know people. Go and knock a few doors out there. Go to your auntie's place. Maybe your auntie has visitors, and help that person cook. Maybe you know a few 2 people that you need to know. Network. Know people. Know people. Again, this is Kenya. Know people. Anyway, that's the only way you're gonna get a job. These markets are not the same anymore. I'm not saying you're not going to send applications online, but for me, it has not worked. There's a time I used to send applications every day. I'd spend so much time in the office after hours trying to send applications and twerk my CV. Not twerk. What's the word? Like review my CV to fit into that specific job description again and again and again, but I wasn't getting a response. So networking, you get someone telling you, hi, in our office we're hiring. Could you send me your CV? Or someone who knows someone and says, do you have someone who can do this? Nowadays, I feel like some of these adverts that are put online, especially by big organization, is just some form of protocol. Like they don't want to breach the that set standard of you have to advertise, do this. So they just advertise, but they have someone already. And I'm thinking, you're going to get wasted, and looking for a job can become your full-time job. Your full-time job is looking for a job. How nasty is that? And in the process, you're drained. In the process, you're sulking and you're sad, and your life is just going down. The mood is down. No, you want to live on an upward energy of up. Meet people, network. Number 2 is your online presence, and your online presentation will take you places. You've heard of jobs like, say for example, in big radio stations, where they don't necessarily advertise but handpick. It's because of how you presented yourself out there. I've also heard of situations where I have a friend who's an HR. Someone is disqualified just because they put a lot of nonsense on their social media pages. Naked pictures, they're putting how they're drinking in a club. If you're a young person, kindly, there are things that you're allowed to share on social media, even if we are in an era of freedom and of freedom of whatever. But if you're still in the age of looking for a job, it means you need to be a bit discreet about certain things, unless you have your own job that you're employing people, which still, I don't see such people doing nasty things. Advice to young people out there, if you're in the university, if you're in college, whatever it is, just completed your high school or completed your whatever college and looking for a job, advice to you, there are things that don't go on social media. There's a silent rule out here. The silent rule says that there are certain things that are too private to be put on social media for the sake of your sanity, for the future's sake. The internet does not forget. You'll put nasty things today, tomorrow you're the MD of I don't know where, and your employees are Googling how nasty you used to be. Or you might respond to people like, the things that, for example, on Facebook, there's certain posts that I used to post years ago that Facebook keeps on telling me, reminding me about it. I'm like, what was I thinking at this particular moment when I wrote this? It's nothing bad, but it's in the wording, it's in the English, it's in the response, it's in the attitude. As a communications person, I read too much into even a text. The quality of the message matters. So really, if you're putting yourself out there on social media, the way you package yourself matters. Your presentation on social media matters. I know someone is asking, what do you mean presentation on social media? It's important, it matters, and trust me, it determines whether you'll get a job or not. The HRs that get your CV and the first thing they do is check your social media pages. So I'm not saying that your social media page should be perfect, but I'm saying it should also not have too much nastiness, junk that don't need to be there. So you need to audit that. Again, by presentation, it depends on the caliber or the kind of the level of job you're looking for. You probably need a professional photo. For example, you need an online presence. If you're not on LinkedIn and you're looking for a job, you're joking. Nowadays, there are others, but that's the basic, the very well-known one. There's Indeed, there's I don't know what, there are too many. Get yourself on social media because you'll be exposed to jobs that are just not within this country or that are beyond borders. Nowadays, people work online very softly, very swiftly, and those ones you probably won't get within. You probably need to be on LinkedIn and submit your applications here and there. Online presence also means properly done CVs, properly done, things like that. Use more than one strategy when you're looking for a job. One strategy could be online applications. Your next strategy could be telling your friends or relatives and your network that you're looking for a job. Another strategy could be physically walking into those offices and knocking doors and literally asking, you guys are an audit firm, I'm an auditor and I'm looking for a job. Do you have a space? I know people are thinking, it's so backward and outdated. No, it's not. You can still walk in. How I got my not my first job, how I got my current job is that way. I literally, let me share them. I like sharing. So there's a time I'd look for a job and given up. Then I woke up one morning and said, I'm not giving up, I'm doing everything that I can. And I prayed to God and said, you know what, you're going to at some point reward my efforts. God will, He always does. So I printed a bunch of CVs and a bunch of cover letters that were general. Like you can do a general cover letter. I don't know if you knew that. We'll share how to do that. Anyway, so I did a general cover letter, a general CV of everything I've done in my qualifications, skills, everything I put in there. And I bought envelopes, brown envelopes, and just put each with supporting documents. And I woke up and landed in Upper Hill. It was not one day, it was maybe for a whole week. I would just walk into office to office, office to office. I remember I went to so many offices. And there's this guy who had promised me from a church to go to his office that day. So I went to his office. When I went to this guy's office, it was on a Monday morning. So the watchman asked me, where are you going? And I told him, I'm going to this person's office. Then he tells me, okay, fine. I arrived very, very, very early. I arrived at maybe 7:30 and the offices start operating at around 8:30. So this watchman told me, you know what, sit here. He gave me his chair and I was sitting in that watchman's house there after signing the book and all. So I just sat there for 1 whole hour and I started even sleeping. You guys, people are struggling out here. I started sleeping. I was getting dizzy because I had woken up early. I was so tired. I had walked some distance because I didn't have enough transport. And when I got there, so I waited and told him, what's the time? He told me it's 9. 7:30 to 9. This guy is not arriving. What time do people arrive in offices? Anyway, so I decided, since it's 9 and I've been waiting and he told me to come, I decided to give this guy a call. So I asked him, hi, I'm here, I'm waiting for you. You told me to come today. Then he tells me, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you that Mondays are my off days. Yo, you people, you forgot to tell me that Monday is your off day, but you remember to tell me to come and see you. Anyway, so I told this watchman, hey, he asked me, I'm a semaje. I told him what this guy had told me, and then he told me, oh, madam, so sorry, pole sana. And then he asked me, do you know this and this place, a building in Upper Hill? Just asked me, do you know this building? Then I told him I don't know. Then he directed me to the building. I know this is going to be a lot of digressing from our topic, but I feel that it's necessary for me to share. So he showed me the building, and then he just directed me the way to that building. And it was a place where they used to hire, it was, I don't know whether I'm supposed to say it also, yeah, it was StarTimes. They used to hire a lot of call center people. So this guy could see people, every time they go there, they get a job, and there was a lot of turnover. Call center is this startup. You know, for most people, that's where you start before you get a proper job. So I took my CV there. The gate, I signed everything that needed to be signed. I got in. So I went into the StarTimes office because I could see it's written. And I gave out my CV. And this lady at the reception told me, it's not here where they give CVs. Go to that office. Then they pointed for me. I went to the office and left my CV there. 3 months down the line, I get a call. Hi, how are you? I'm calling for this organization for an interview on this day. Then I went for the interview. And in the interview, you guys, we were 14. I remember there were 10 guys and 4 girls. We were taking 2 people. Like this, me didn't bribe anyone, I didn't know anyone. It's still possible to get a job in Kenya without bribing. We're taking 2 people, my friend, and that's how we got the job. And the reason why I'm sharing this, and if you can pick, is that if I was not walking in and out with my CV would have not landed in these people's desks. Because again, the person told me, I didn't even know that building existed. I didn't even know that they used to take people. I didn't know. But the fact that I was out there looking, I found. The Bible says, search, seek, and you shall find. Seek. Sometimes you get answers in the most awkward of places. Because now, how would I ever have gotten into that information? Number 2 is don't look down upon anybody from this story. The person who directed me to the place where I got the job that made me who I am today, that defines me today, that even I'm doing my, thesis and everything, and I'm focusing on the area that this person introduced me to, is a watchman. You people don't look down upon these small people. I don't want to say small people in a bad way, but they're people who don't interact. Like, the people who didn't have even talked to a watchman. But how would I have known that building? Any smart person, even a leader or a boss or a CEO, knows that the place where there's, like, the best place to get the realest information is through these people. So don't look down upon watchmen, cleaners, house helps. Those people can also save your life. God can use them in a special way. And you never know. You never know what tomorrow holds. So for me, that's what I learned from my story on how I got this job. That particular job. Anyway, I was sharing, and that was simply on making sure that you don't choose one method. When you're looking for a job, you're looking for a job, and don't make looking for a job your job. Give it a timeline, but don't give up. Pray and keep on knocking doors. If you told your uncle and he told you bring your CV, you just take it there. In the process, carry more than one CV. You might get your uncle with a friend of his, and you might go upstairs to the same building and there's an organization. Just keep on giving out your CVs out there and knocking doors. Don't give up and sulk. I've sent 300 applications and I got no response. So for who? Who are you crying for? You know, this world, it's cutthroat. Cutthroat. The chosen, I don't know what shall take it by force, something like that in the Bible. Sometimes you go and tell God, I am not giving up until you give me my place. Do it. You will get answers. So don't use one method. And don't limit yourself here only. You don't know where you're going to land. So put in the work for yourself. For me, I gave myself every day, I would do 7 to around 1, and I didn't have enough transport, so most of the time I'd be walking back home. Anyway, that's just life. But God answers prayers, and God answers those little efforts we make. One day it's gonna pay off. Don't use one method for when you're looking for a job. Then the other tip that I'd give you if you're a job seeker out there, pray. I've already said that you need to keep on praying, seek God. Don't forget that there's still hope. Don't lose hope. Don't give up. Don't let go. Something is bound to give. That's my saying. Something is bound to give. Kuna kitu katafanyika, kitu ita happen. Yeah. As long as I'm still alive and breathing, no giving up, no letting go. And I know that things are gonna work for you out there if you're looking for a job. Also remember to, this comment if you're looking for a job down there. You never know who's on my channel and watching and looking and seeking, and people meet in different ways, and these things can just happen. Thank you so much for watching this far. Thank you so much for watching this particular episode where I'm just sharing tips on how people need to rethink their whole job search thing, whether you're a big person, small, whatever. Remember to always just put yourself out there. Bye for now. See you in the next one. Subscribe. Thank you.